Hi, my name is Yancy and welcome to my channel, Chasing Yancy. Today I am joined by Troy Spry. You can find him on Instagram, always dropping nuggets about relationships and dating. And I want to talk with him today about the ways that men analyze women that they are dating. Troy, I'm really excited to have you. I want to unpack this. I don't think you know this, but your post was so good that I decided at the last minute to add it to my course curriculum. Of course, I give you a shout out in my course. But I love what you have to say about how men evaluate women. So we're going to just jump right in, and don't worry guys, I've linked his information down below. So if you want to follow him for more, you can, but let's get right into it. All right. So you said in a funny reel, there are 3 ways that men evaluate the women that they're dating. The first one being how you make him feel. So you're already dating him. He's already getting to know you. Can you break this down a little bit more for us?
Yeah, absolutely. How you make a man feel in your energy is extremely important for a woman. So first thing, does he feel valued, right? Secondly, does he feel desired? Third thing, does he feel respected? And fourth, does he feel appreciated? If he feels those things in your energy, then that's an evaluation of what's to come in the future.
That's very good. Now I want to ask for maybe just one example for each. You don't have to go into super detail, but how would you make a man feel valued? Because that sounds great, but what can I do with my guy that I'm dating to make him feel valued?
Yes, I think, letting him know that he plays an important role in your life. If you're dating him, that he stands out from the crowd, letting him know that his qualities are ones that you are truly desiring. To me, those are the things that make him feel like he has value to add to your life, right?
Okay.
So that's how you can make him feel valued.
So basically just what I say to him. I think maybe sometimes we expect someone to just read our mind or know what's there, but
Yes,
the power of words when you let a guy know.
absolutely. Speaking that life into him. If a man feels inspired by you, usually it's because he feels like you value him.
Okay. And what about respect? I'll just have you do one more. What's a way that I can really show my man that I respect him?
Absolutely. So I think this comes in many forms, but one of the biggest forms is never emasculating him, making him feel like he has some tendencies that to lead, and allowing him to have a voice in the relationship without you always pushing back. To me, that's a way to make a man feel respected, like you trust him enough to allow him to make decisions and not always feel like you have to debate and push back. So that is respect for sure.
I'm seeing a common denominator with the tongue. So basically watch our mouths as women.
Oh, absolutely. You said it, not me.
I mean, we can make him or break him with his tongue. All right. So number 2, can he have fun with you? And I got to say this before you respond to this. So, I interview men a lot and try to get their feedback. And one of the things that they said is, yeah, women want to get phone calls, but when we get them on the phone, they are boring as hell. So that made me think about that when you said, are they fun? So can you give me an example of, and this might be subjective because it's based on the guy, but how can a woman make sure that she's a little bit more fun if maybe she's concerned that she's not?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that comes down to personality, number one. Do you allow your personality to shine? What I find is with a lot of women, they don't allow their personalities to shine because they have a guard up, right? They want a perception of themselves to be seen instead of who they really are, right? And so men want to feel like you have a nice personality, that y'all can have fun together. I think another piece of this too is, are you always interviewing the man, or are you allowing the vibe to just be what it is, right?
You can find
there you go. See, and that's, to me, that's extremely important. Men don't like to feel like they're always on the hot seat, that they're always having something to prove to a woman. When those answers will come out if you have good communication with someone, right? So to me, that's extremely important in terms of having fun. And the other thing is, when men tell me they end up committing to women, they all say the same thing. They always say something like this: it's just something about her vibe. It's just something about her energy. I just enjoy being around her, right? I've never seen a man say they enjoy being around a person that is boring and has no personality and that always interrogate them.
Yeah. And I would say, to add the psychological piece, I think the reason why a lot of women do that interview style is because they're trying to rush through the question phase because they want to get to the fun relationship phase. And the reason for that is that a lot of women fantasize about the relationship. So it keeps them from enjoying the relationship. And that's one of the things that I really like about you giving your side of things, is because these women really want these relationships. The men do too, but the way that we're going about it is pushing away the guy who might be the perfect guy for her.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
I appreciate that. So the third thing that you mentioned was, can you bring her around your people? And you just did 2 really funny reels about coming to the cookout, and you were saying that the rules apply for Thanksgiving as well. So can you break that down? Maybe he has fun with her. She's a really good time. You know, she's checking all these other boxes, but now it's time to bring her around the family and your crew.
Absolutely. And I think this comes back to personality and being able to have fun with someone, right? So what I always think about is, number one, are you attractive, right? Do you keep yourself up enough to represent a man well in front of people who are important to him, right? So for the example I might give is, if you come to the company, I mean, not company, but the family cookout, and uncle doesn't say, "I see you, nephew," that means that that woman didn't hit the mark in terms of her attractiveness. So yeah, that's extremely important. Are you attractive? Number two, do you play well with others, right? Or are you always in the middle of the drama? Playing well with others means that, can you have good energy around them? When the interaction is over, do they say good things about you because they enjoyed being around you, or were you a part of the drama all the time, right? I think the other piece of this too is, if I bring you around people that are important to me, can you hold your own? Right? What I mean by that is, are you the person who is going to be so shy and so introverted that I can't bring you around people at my company, people at my in my family, people at functions, and you have to go, you'll be off in the corner somewhere, looking like you're not having a good time. When realistically, I want you to be able to hold your own, and me to be able to walk away, handle business, and then come back to you, and people are still gravitating towards you. So those things are extremely important to a high quality man who has something going on in his life.
I love that. And I think that part of that confidence comes from really taking the time before dating to do the work and really build your self-love. Because when you have self-love, you realize that who you are is okay, even if you're different from someone else, and you can let your particular light, your particular brand shine. And I think a lot of times when people are shy, it's because they're overthinking what other people are going to be thinking. And most people, for the most part, are fun and interesting people. You're just different maybe from the rest of the crew that you're trying to compare yourself to. The other thing that I wanted to touch upon before I let you go here is, when you were talking about bringing her around your crew, a lot of times I think women are a little bit too confident, I say with air quotation marks, in this area, in the sense that they feel like, well, you know what, he better like it or that's it. I think that there's a fine line between being confident in who you are and having your brand be super strong, but also being able to read a room and feel things out. And so I think that we have to be able to work as women with our guy to find out what his boundaries are. Maybe I'm comfortable posting half naked pictures on Instagram, no shame to those who do, but it's still my job to check in with my guy and say, hey, what are you comfortable with? Because I think that with relationships, the thing that's so difficult for some people is that there's always a little bit of compromise. And it's not about saying, oh, I need to feel shamed and because he doesn't like what I like. It's just about doing a temperature check, just like you would want him to do with you. And so maybe there are things, I've seen that, where a guy says, man, she kind of dresses a little too promiscuously. I don't know if this is going to go over with my mom, who's very conservative. And so being able to be flexible and, go with the flow depending on where you are, because you're going to dress differently for a concert than you are going to Thanksgiving meeting mom for the first time,
Oh, absolutely. And I think this is one of those areas too, where we just got to be cognizant. It's like working for a company. There are certain policies they have, because you represent them, and men know that the woman they are with in their life represents them, especially when they're not around, right? Yeah. And don't make any mistakes about it. Men care about what other people think about their woman, hands down, just like women really care about what other people think about their man. So let's not act like it's not a natural thing and be so boisterous that we can't read environments and understand what's appropriate, time and place, all of those things, and how you represent your mate really does matter.
I love that. You have so much good stuff to share. People only got the tip of the iceberg.
No.
You've got a book. I want my people to know about it because I think they will love it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the book? And then, you know what? I'll even drop a link in the description. So if they want to get it, they can do so.
Absolutely. Let me show you a copy of it. So it's called Teach Me How to Love While What You Don't Know Will Hurt You. And I think it's kind of one of these things too, Yancy, where I'm just writing from a place of helping fill the gaps. Okay. Right. Because just like the classes that you do, the courses that you do, the things that you create, a lot of times it's really to bridge the gap. That's why it's called Why What You Don't Know Will Hurt You. Because oftentimes what's happening is that we just don't understand each other and how each other think. And so for me, that book is really to help bridge the gap, number one, but number two, to help people get off the emotional roller coaster. There's so many people who keep doing the same things the same way with different mates, and it ends up being the same thing over and over and over again. And I want to disrupt that. And that starts with this self-reflection piece. And that's what the book is really good for, is to make you walk away saying, you know what can I do differently? And not just what can they do differently.
I love it. And who is it for? Is it for men and women?
Yes, it's for men, it's for women, it's for married people, it's for couples, it's for dating. It's almost for anyone who's interested in pursuing some sort of dating or relationship scenario, or who's even married and wants to kind of see, look a little bit deeper and say, you know what, I could be doing these things differently in my marriage as well.
Got you. So extra things to think about, to self-reflect, because if you don't know, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And it will hurt you.
I love it. Well, you've gotten amazing reviews on it, so I know that they won't be disappointed. Thank you so much. I promise I wouldn't keep you long, but I appreciate what you had to share. And you guys follow him on Instagram if you haven't done so already. And until next time, tell someone that you love them.
Peace.